Good morning, everyone. Thank you for tuning in this morning for a Sunday service on the 30th of January. And I hope all of you are doing well and staying safe. We are still in the midst of another COVID variant. And as we move forward, we're finding there are new variants now showing up. So please consider getting your vaccinations. Continue to wear your masks and be safe and for the welfare of yourself and for others as well. This morning we are conducting our Sunday service and I hope that you have your butsudans open and a candle lit as we conduct today's service. I'd like to begin with an opening reading. If you please join me in Gassho. If we receive faith of the wonderful great virtue, through the power of the unhindered light, the ice of our evil passions surely melts and turns into the water of Bodhi. Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu, Namanda Butsu, Namanda Butsu, Namanda Butsu, Namanda Butsu. And now I'd like to begin the sutra chanting of the Junidai. Eshu tennen shokugyo amina senryo zokuson zai hi me wanda ko murya bushi shuine 건지기 신전여 센노 샤마당연여서부 요모그저냐그쇼랭에 봉아초라이미나손 엔젠넨조녀망갓 이거윤여센니지갓 쇼녀탱그그시나 옹아초라이미나손 안논초나이 간치유 슈즈메우소호숑엄 너부그게 노마케마 공아초라이미나손 무미무무거쇼요 슈도그게우게츠녀거그 쇼사리야그토근지사이 공아초라이미나손 지포묘몬노사슈 머려쇼마녀산단 이쇼슈정안닝이니 공아초라이미나손 senno 공아 전라이 미나선 예뻐 쇼라이 셔무시 갱엔진즈시안다 생고성엔정응여 엉아초라이 미나손 성음은 여문아도 야근여 스ың아즈된 여러 이슈세 봄음연이 오가 전라이 미나손 이선르세즈무아금요 야금은 연인 아그더브 슈닌 시신교희선 공아 전라이 미나손 이선무려 호뱅교 어셔슈 아그지시기 오녀부다이시보나이 공아 전라이 미나손 가세 희성은 엉은이 슈젠hen 여카이스이 쇼량의생언 쇼녀샤 에세슈 여으쇼 이이고 마만나부 나만나부 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 아니싱은 엉은 변화세이사이 너은모 아이신 오려 Namandavas, 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 namandavas. Please join me in Gasho. We thank the Buddha for showing us the way of freedom, and we shall endeavor to walk in his noble path every day of our lives. To the Buddha who promised to be present in his teachings, we pledge our loyalty and devotion. We consecrate our lives to the way of life he laid down for us to walk, and we resolve to follow his example and labor earnestly for the welfare of all beings. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Thank you. Good morning, everyone. I want to share with you very quickly something. We chanted this morning the Junidai, and the Junidai is something that we chanted, or I chanted with when I was at the Mountain View Buddhist Temple growing up every Sunday. It's written by Nagarjuna, who is the first of the 7 masters of Jodo Shinshu Buddhism. And I just want to share a translation of one stanza of this Junidai so that you get a sense of the Gatha, which is called in English the 12 adorations, and adorations to the Buddha. And one of the stanzas reads, all things are transient and without self. Like the moon on water, lightning, shadow, or dew. The Dharma cannot be expressed by words, the Buddha proclaimed. So I prostrate myself before me, the Buddha. No words of evil are in his lands, no fear of evildoers, nor evil paths. With sincere heart, all beings worship him. Thus I prostrate myself before Amida Buddha. This is just a couple of examples of the lines in the Junidai that I've chanted for a good part of my life, and we'll still hear it in our temples. So I wanted to share some of the English translation. This morning, I wanted to talk to you about, as we reach the end of January, it no longer becomes a new year, but it just becomes 2022. One of the New Year's traditions that many people may not be aware of is the cleaning of our homes at the end of the year. And this is typically done before the end of the year in preparation for the new year. And so every year I do my best to clean our home as much as I can. But like anyone else, you know, as you begin to clear out your home and clean up, there's so much to do. We have many rooms in our home, and I can clean one room, but then there's another room and another room and another room, and there's still much to do. So I, as best as I tried to clean our home in December, there's still much to do, and I'm still doing it today. One of the hard parts of cleaning up the house is what to keep and what not to keep, or what to toss away. You know, there's so much stuff that we collect. And whenever we start to go through our things, it really makes us very aware of our attachments to the things that we possess. While I was cleaning up, I found an old shirt. And I remember the shirt because it's from Hiroshima, Japan. And it brought back memories of us traveling to Hiroshima. Well, the shirt doesn't fit anymore, but I just can't get myself to give it up. And it is blazoned with the words Hiroshima, Declaration of Peace, and it's something that I proudly wear, as my grandparents come from Hiroshima. And as you know, Hiroshima was devastated by the atomic bomb during World War II and has become a symbol of peace throughout the world. So I have a deep attachment to this shirt, even though I rarely wear it. And I find little things, I think you call them tchotchke, which is, I understand, a Jewish American term, or we call it bric-a-brac. And some of these things are souvenirs, some miscellaneous objects, some nondescript junk or trinkets. I have a couple of things hanging on my lamp here next to me that are a glass a turtle and a glass fish. I don't know if you can see them, but maybe. There's the turtle. Here's the turtle made of glass. And here is the fish. I don't know if that's coming through, but anyway, these have sentimental value to me because they were given to me as a gift from my wife. They don't have any purpose other than to hang here and give me joy from looking at them. So there's other items that sit on my desk as well. Now I understand that the term tchotchke, which is again Jewish American, it comes with a connotation of being something worthless or disposable, even tacky. We all have these things in our homes and in our offices. Again, it speaks to our attachments, but not all attachments are bad. Some remind us of the people in our lives and how much they've contributed to who we are today. And so it may seem contradictory, but in Buddhism, we often hear that attachments cause us suffering. And this is true. If we hold on to things too tightly, when they are gone, we suffer. I recall a favorite set of chawan, which are rice bowls. I had bought them in Japan when I was a student there many years ago. And we went to visit a very famous pottery village. So I really love these rice bowls, these chawan. So I bought them a set of 5 and took care of them, used them while I was in Japan, but carefully packed them. They traveled back with me from Japan, and they're with me for many years. And then a friend was visiting and we were having dinner, and he was helping in the kitchen, and he was reaching in the shelf, and as he came out, his hand came out, he knocked over those chawan, or those rice bowls, and they broke on the floor, all but one. I was devastated. I didn't say anything at the time, but I was devastated. And as you can tell, to this day, I cannot forget that moment. And to a certain extent, still upset at my friend for breaking those treasured bowls of mine. Not only am I still attached to the chawan bowls, but still harbor feelings many years later. This is what we call bonno in Buddhism, or klesha, the mental functions that disturb the mind. I have one of those chawan left. Every time I look at it, I think of the other 4. So maybe I should just get rid of that last one, and then it will be gone from my mind. I don't know. Maybe, maybe not. But as we think about this in our lives, we come to the realization that it's difficult to let go of our things, our stuff, let go of our friends, our family. You know, the wonderful thing about our tradition that we call Jodo Shinshu Buddhism, it is not asking you to let go of those precious and memorable things, but to realize that it is those attachments which result in some of the pain and the anxiety and the suffering that we experience in life. Our tradition of Jodo Shinshu is also saying that it's very understandable how difficult it is to let go. In fact, it's impossible for us, and not asking us to let go, but to understand why we are attached to things. You know, the Buddha did say there's joy in attachment to our family and our friends and our loved ones. But it's understanding how difficult it is to let go, and how those attachments can cause a disturbance in our minds. Realizing this, I rely on Amida Buddha all the more because of the mental functions that disturb my mind, that create this anxiety, unnecessary anxiety. And so for all of us, as we clean our homes or clean a room or go through the things that we have, there will be memories that will be wonderful. And there will be attachments to things and the difficulty of letting them go. It is an enlightening moment. It is a moment when we can truly understand how we are as human beings, and how much more so we rely on the bow of Amida Buddha that embraces us just as we are, in spite of the fact that we cling to things, that we hold on to things, and are unable to let go of things. This is the beauty of the vow of Amida. So in closing, I want to wish all of you a safe and a memorable week as we move forward into the month of February. And I'd like to thank you for tuning in. Please join me in Gasho. It is the power of Dhammakata's vow that we realize the Nembutsu that is wisdom. Were it not for the wisdom of Shinjin, how could we attain nirvana? Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu. Thank you very much, everyone. Just want to remind everyone that next week we will be conducting our monthly memorial service for the Watsonville Buddhist Temple. Also, that will be Nirvana Day. I also want to let people know that we are conducting a online Zoom study class beginning on February 9th, and that will be an introduction to Buddhism, and you can sign up through our Watsonville Buddhist Temple website. So I hope you'll join us for the 8-week class that gathers together on Wednesday evenings. Thank you very much. Namandavus, namandavus, namandavus.